Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Draketh and Valenrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Battle Brothers, as we, once again, resume the adventures of the Raider Militia. Now, we actually made some pretty decent progress back in episode 6, especially where equipment is concerned. We didn't gain much in the way of level ups, but still, I think we're just about ready to take on our first bandit stronghold. We will need to be careful though, those places can be pretty heavily guarded, and at this stage, a single well-placed shot from a bandit marksman could spell instant death for one of our recruits. We'll just start heading north for now, and we'll scout out a few of the strongholds we've already spotted. With any luck, we should be able to find something we can handle. I guess that means our next stop is Sandorf. That's just fine. If we're lucky, we'll be able to restock on amber. Well, the prices aren't ideal right now. I don't think we really need anything badly enough to pay these higher prices, so we'll just hold off for now. We will take a look at that two-skull contract, though. And it's another caravan escort. Though, this one is actually to Wagenheim. That would keep us on the trade loop. And that is a decent amount of gold. Yeah, we'll take it. We can always use more gold and XP. Yeah, that's not too far out of our way. If we're lucky, we might even find some bandits who are brave enough to actually attack us. Or maybe not. You find a boy and girl looking up a tree. The girl throws her hands up. "Alright, stay up there until you die. See if I care." The boy, spotting you, asks if perhaps you could help them get their cat out of the tree. Looking up, you do see a feline flopped over a branch, basking in the sun. I've played through this event before, and it never ends well for the cat. I mean, we could get a +1 accuracy bonus for Aloise, if successful, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Sorry, guys. This really isn't our problem. You bluntly tell the kids they should get a dog and make your leave. The cat doesn't want to be your friend anyway. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Oh, hey, Rowan's injury healed. Alright, let's get him back on the line. Those prices aren't bad. I would like to see if we can hold out for a special event, though. Moving on. Yeah, that's a bit more what I'm used to seeing. Caravans skirting right around the edge of a town, rather than passing right through it. And yet another uneventful caravan run. But at least we got paid. Well, let's see what we can do while we're here. Not an ideal combination of events. Rebuilding actually improves demand for our copper ingots, but raided completely offsets that bonus. Yeah, definitely not worth selling here. On the bright side, they do have very good prices on cloth rolls. I think that's actually the lowest profit margin trade good, but we might as well pick it up while we're here. A delivery to Stolhoven. I don't think we've actually been there before. Yeah, let's give it a shot. East of us. Oh, there it is. It's the, island village. We have been meaning to visit that one. Okay, let's start heading that way. That'll actually take us right through bandit territory too, so if we're lucky, we might be able to pick a couple of fights. Might as well pass through a few towns too, see if we can offload these goods. Well, definitely not here. Alright, off to Weinberg. Now that's a little more like it. Yeah, let's dump all this stuff. Oh, we can actually get above 2,000 gold. That's a pretty tight margin, but let's hope the standard event triggers before we have to make payroll. And there goes our payroll. Looks like we'll have to round up a few more crowns before we can get that battle standard. Let's resupply and head over to Stolhoven. We really need to see if we can find a fight here somewhere. Finally, you've made it. Markward the councilman is standing there in the middle of the road, his hands clasped over his stomach, a slick grin on his cheeky face. Sellsword, I was not sure you'd make it. You lug the cargo up and hand it over. Oh yeah? And why do you say that? The man takes the box and hands it off to a robed man, who quickly hurries away with it tucked under an arm. Markward the councilman laughs as he hands you a satchel of crowns. The roads are rough these days, are they not? You understand he's making small talk, anything to get your attention off the cargo you just handed over. Whatever, you got your pay. That's good enough for you. Multiple contracts. Oh, and a tavern. Very nice. Yeah, I think our men have earned a few drinks. Oh, a barber shop too. Looks like we've got another amber trader. Prices aren't great, but it does give us a reason to stop by every once in a while. Okay, let's check out those contracts. While your men venture around town, you go to a pub and take a seat. As soon as you do, a strange man joins you. You with the Retcon Raiders? You nod. The man nods back, then reaches into his pocket. You reach for your dagger. The stranger puts his hand out. Easy there, I'm wearing a sword. If I wanted to kill you, taking a seat probably wouldn't be the best route. The man lifts the sheath and bumps the underside of the table. He cocks his head as if to say, "See?" You nod, and the man continues with his move, taking out a note and passing it to you. A local councilman by the name of Robert the Wise wishes to see you. I'm all ears. And yet another caravan escort. This one's out to Fleckenstein, which is a place we need to visit, but yeah, that's literally not worth our time. Let's try that other contract instead. Dust covers Hank of Stolhoven's table, but there is a spot oddly cleaner than the rest. He gestures to it. That's where my ceremonial staff used to sit. If you couldn't tell, it's gone. You nod. It does appear to be missing. The thieves who stole it should be easy to track down. They're good thinkers in the night, those brigands, but they make mistakes aplenty during the day. Footprints, crowns ill spent, you should be able to track them down with ease. He looks at you with a stern eye. Do you understand, mercenary? I want you to get my property back. I want it placed right where it belongs. And I want those thieves dead in the mud. Let's talk pay. Alright, well, this is exactly the kind of contract we're looking for, so obviously we're going to accept it. It's a great way to make some gold, gain some experience points, and get some much-needed equipment. Besides, it's also a guaranteed fight, and we could really use one of those about now. Hey, about time. No one likes a skinflint, least of all a group of wandering, bloodthirsty rabble, motivated primarily by a love of coin. Not everyone, or more precisely, no one, was thrilled when you suggested cutting back on spending to save up for a company standard. Once the RetconRaider standard is finally paid for and hoisted for the first time to proudly snap in the fresh dawn breeze, however, no one claims it wasn't worth it. The men are proud of their new standard, even tossing around names for it around the campfire, though none of them really stick. It's clear for everyone to see now, this is not some band of hired thugs. This is becoming a true mercenary company. Who should have the honor of carrying the standard? Very nice. Pricey, but definitely worth it, both for the standard as well as the boost to our overall mood. Men, these are our colors now. As for who should carry it, I think that honor goes to King's Rook for now. He's got the highest resolve score. Honestly, based on the current numbers, he's probably going to end up being our sergeant, too. But we'll give it another couple of levels before we make our decision. For those of you who aren't familiar with the battle standard, it's basically a unique pike with the added ability to grant a bonus to resolve for all nearby allies equal to 10% of the bearer's resolve. That's why we want to make sure it goes on our character with the highest resolve. I guess it makes sense that it's going to our company minstrel. And back to the chase at hand. Target in sight. Nothing we can't handle. Man, they're really booking it. Right, let's do this. Finding themselves cornered, the thieves turn and face their reckoning. Not gonna lie, this terrain's kind of a mess. We don't want to break up our formation, so we'll just hang back and let them take care of the approach. So many undefended heads. Makes me wish we had more flails to play with. Alright, I think that's good enough. Nod leads the charge, drunkenly stumbling into the enemy line. Valen moves in, ringing a brigand's helmet like an oversized bell. Sir Skelebit draws blood, hacking deep into a stunned bandit. Stalepo wades into battle, crushing a bandit axeman's nose and leaving him stunned. Oh, wow. Rabbit lands a shot right on the bandit axeman's broken nose, pushing the bone deep into his brain and killing him on the spot. Fox steps up, skewering a stunned bandit through the leg. And King lands his very first hit with the company standard, impaling a bandit through the chest. Round 2. The bandits fight back, landing a few light hits and cracking Sir Skelebit's shield. Nod pinwheels through the enemy ranks, drunkenly slaughtering the bloody bandit in his path. Aloise lands a well-placed shot, cracking a bandit's ribs and shattering his morale. Rowan lands a glancing hit, putting his opponent on the defensive. Skelebit lands a hit with his cleaver. And Cazador fells another bloodied foe. Jeff lands 2 well-placed sling stones, slipping past his opponent's guard and leaving him bruised and bloodied. Rep moves up, striking fear into the bandits' hearts. Quintus comes in over a brigand's shield, lopping the poor man's ear right off. Fallon lands a light hit, and Drakith stuns a bandit on the north. Sensing an opportunity, he stows his club, then goes for a skinning knife. Staleppo mercilessly crushes a fleeing bandit. Cazador moves in, landing a solid hit. Let's see if we can preserve some of this other armor, though. Gotta respect that guy's bravery, if not his common sense. Archibald bounces a stone off a brigand's head, leaving him dazed. And Rabbit lands another miraculously well-placed strike, killing the bandit where he stands. We'll try to preserve those 2 sets of chainmail. Let's start spreading out, cut off this guy's routes of escape. Quintus plunges his dagger deep into the stunned bandit's chest. Nod savages the bandit hammerman, slicing his arm down to the bone. Fox finishes off the last bandit on the south, and the rest of the raiders start heading north. Meanwhile, Drakith slits the stunned bandit's throat. One left. Let's see if we can break this guy. Well, he's on the defensive. Smart, but he's really just delaying the inevitable. The raiders swarm around the last of the bandits. A few light jabs are thrown, testing the bandit's defense. His guard holds steady for now, but how long can he possibly last? The bandit throws out a desperate swing, but Rowan nimbly dodges. Sir Skelebit fills the last open gap, and the bandit realizes just how hopeless his situation has become. Oh, there actually was one more open spot. Well, not anymore. Quintus lands 2 strikes, piercing the panicked bandit's arm and back. Rev quickly follows up, landing a vicious flesh wound, and leaving the exhausted bandit on the brink of death. Skelebit mercifully ends it, putting the bloodied bandit out of his misery. Not bad at all. No serious injuries, and I'm seeing 5 level ups here. Let's see how we did with the loot. Oh, very nice. Looks like we got a boar spear, a couple of morning stars, and both of those suits of chainmail we had our eyes on. Definitely not a bad haul. The battle over, you pick up the ceremonial staff and look it over. Was this really worth the lives of so many people? I know what you're thinking, sellsword. The voice breaks in. You draw your sword and aim it at a stranger who has seemingly appeared from nowhere. You're thinking, what if someone paid good money to steal that there artifact? What if that someone would pay me a good deal of money? Perhaps more than the men who paid you to retrieve it in the first place. You lower your weapon and nod. An interesting thought. The man smiles. 1,190 crowns. That's how much I'll give you for it. That was the thieves' share plus extra. A more than fair deal. Of course, your employer will be most unhappy, but, well, that's not my choice to make. Well, as tempting as it is to take I think that's an extra 600 gold, it's really not worth trashing our reputation over. Thanks, but no thanks. We're paid to return it, and that's what we'll do. Just a shame we can't turn that guy in for an extra bonus. Alright, we've got some gear and level ups to take care of, but let's head back to Stolhoven first. We'll turn in the staff, and then I'll take care of the bookkeeping off-screen. Hank of Stolhoven grins as you enter. Sellsword, will you... Okay, we've seen this. Well, that's a job well done, and another 500 coins towards the Raiders, Widows, and Orphans Fund. At any rate, we've still got a little time on the clock, but let's hit the pause button real quick so I can take care of this bookkeeping. We need to get that new gear slotted, I want to take a look at our level up options, and we also need to swing by the barber shop. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Our gear is redistributed, our appearances are updated, and I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do with our level ups. Let's run through it. Now, first up, pretty much everyone who's hitting level 4 is picking up Backstabber. Our greatest strength is our superior numbers, so it only makes sense. As for attributes, we'll focus on the usual trifecta: melee, melee defense, and fatigue. Wish we had some better rolls here, but we'll take what we can get. As for Rowan, he's only level 3, so he gets Colossus. I'm not really sure what I want to do with his attributes, though. My original plan was to turn him into a back row crossbowman, which I still might end up doing. Then I considered turning him into a prospective sergeant, but the thing is, we want our bannerman to always be holding a banner, and in that case, his range potential would end up going to waste. He has been doing surprisingly well on the front lines, though, so now I'm leaning towards throwing weapons instead. I haven't really made up my mind yet, so we'll just try to keep him relatively flexible for now. Really, it's going to depend on how his next couple of level ups go. And that brings us to Cazador, who, unfortunately, got hit with some pretty lousy rolls here. Her fatigue and her resolve aren't terrible, so we'll go with those, but I'm not really sure where else we should try focusing her. I mean, logically, I guess we should go with range defense. Now, I would normally be giving her Rally at level 4, but we really don't want to make her our sergeant. Unfortunately, she's trailing behind both Fox and King's Rook where resolve is concerned. I think we'll just bank her perk for now, and revisit it a little later down the line. Alright, that's pretty much it. Oh, I did also take a look at the local recruits. It is about time for us to start looking for a 12th raider. Of course, none of these guys actually made the cut. We will be keeping an eye out, though. Anyway, let's get back to it. I think we'll head for Thalwalk to pick up some supplies, and then we'll take another look at those strongholds over there. Nice. These forts might not have missions to offer, but they always seem to have decent prices on supplies. Well, let's take a look at this guy. Yeah, we'll pass. Okay, let's go check out those strongholds. Oh, but first, we have to set our next aspiration. Well, I think this one's pretty obvious. We definitely need to go for a sergeant. At this point, it's pretty much a toss-up between Fox and King's Rook. You go out for a piss and find yourself midstream when the din of combat erupts behind you. Pinching it off, you fix your drawers and head back for the encampment. There, you find the whole company engaged in battle, not with any particular foe, but with itself. Sellswords are clambering over equipment and the campfire and each other to swing fists and spin elbows and wrestle one another around or tackle each other to the ground. Anyone who falls gets their ass kicked, literally, until someone else comes along to distract the ones doing the kicking. Then the one who had fallen jumps to their feet and throws themselves back into the fray. The old fracas eases as the men slowly realize you're there, and they shape up and line up as though a swift reorganization would be a suitable resolution for their churlish behavior. Shaking your head, you ask what sparked it. The men shrug. Not a one can remember. You do a roll call to make sure nobody's dead. You then tell them all to shake hands, keeping an eye on them as they do. No bad blood to sniff out. Seems like this was just a bit of a fun tussle and wrestle, that's all. Well, we don't have any serious injuries, and we did get a few mood boosts, but still, that is some pretty lousy timing. We were already headed into an uphill battle. I don't think we can do it with a third of our company down on hit points. I think we'll err on the side of caution here. We'll hold off on the stronghold assault for now, but we do still have a little time to kill, so let's see if we can find one more group of bandits to wrap things up with. Oh, that looks promising. Or maybe not. I kind of wish you could salvage old battlefields. Still nothing. There's another thief. We are running a little low on gold, though, so we'd better hold off for now. Alright, well, we're pretty much out of time, but I really hate to end things like this. Let's head north, take one more stab at finding a group of bandits to fight. Ah, lovely. That is exactly what we're looking for. All right. Once again, the terrain's a little problematic, so we'll just hang back and let them come to us. The brigand's leader leads the charge against the militia, little realizing that he's just delivering a new set of chainmail to the RetconRaiders. Man, oh man, look at all those unguarded heads. We have got to get some flails. All right, slingers, do your thing. Archibald lands a glancing hit. Rowan quickly follows up, slashing the bruised bandit with his sword. Jeff lands a glancing hit as well. And the rest of the raiders move up to engage the bandits. Could have planned this out better. Drakith clubs one of the bruised bandits, leaving the man stunned and confused. Valen steps up, stunning the bandit leader. Quintus decapitates one of the stunned bandits, sending blood fountaining across the battlefield. Stileppo moves up, smashing a bandit off his perch. Fox fatally impales a bandit. Sir Skelebit takes a light hit. Rowan tears into a bandit, slicing an artery and sending blood coursing down the man's chest. Jeff lands a well-placed shot, bouncing a slingstone off a bandit's temple. Quintus cuts a bloody gash into another bandit. Then Drakith pummels a wounded bandit into the ground. Valen keeps the bandit leader stunned and unable to defend himself. Stolepo sends another bandit reeling off of his elevated perch. Round 3. Rowan finishes off the bleeding bandit in front of him. Cazador tears into a staggered bandit. Fox impales another bandit through the chest. And now, I think it's time we start setting up to harvest that chainmail. Eloise dazes yet another bandit. Skelebit laughs off another feeble blow. Quintus cuts down the second-to-last bandit on the north. Sir Skelebit plants his dagger in the bandit leader's leg. Drakith smashes a bandit's fingers, leaving the man borderline defenseless. Which Revenant gleefully takes advantage of. The last bandit on the north has fallen. Valen flesh wounds the brigand leader. And moving into round 4. I think it's pretty much over at this point. Rowan flesh wounds the brigand leader again, leaving him on death's doorstep. Fox executes the last of the lowly brigand thugs. Well, the brigand leader is going down fighting. Sir Skelebit puts an end to that. And once again, things went pretty nicely. No serious injuries, and it looks like 3 level ups this time. Fox went up a level. Now we just need to wait on King's Rook and we'll be ready to choose our sergeant. As for loot, there's that chainmail we harvested. And we got a proper dagger too, as well as a decent amount of gold. all things considered, not bad. Looks like we're well past the 40-minute mark at this point, so let's take care of those level ups, and then I think we've hit a pretty good stopping point. First up, we've got Fox, who will... Hold on. Okay, looks like King's Rook is destined to become our sergeant. That means we'll boost Fox's attributes for now, but much like Cazador, we'll hold off on giving him Rally just yet. He'll still make a pretty solid pikeman, though. Then we've got Drakith, who's a pretty straightforward frontliner. Not thrilled by these rolls. At least he's doing okay on melee defense. Let's go ahead and boost his range defense. Like I said, I would like to have about 10 points on most of our frontliners. That will be important if we end up tossing him a two-hander at some point. Okay, the third level up is actually just Cazador. That's the leftover perk we had from the previous fight. I guess that means we're done. We'll hit the pause button for now, and I'll take care of the equipment off screen. But we'll pick up here next time, as we finally take on our first bandit stronghold. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the FanRun wiki, or the store pages on Steam or GOG. Links are in the description.